Hello.
Hey.
Good evening. Good evening and welcome to the show. Please, no flash photography or pets. Pets? Why would I bring my pets?
How you doing, Max?
I'm okay. I was talking to my friend Stefan this morning, and he goes, what is that? Are you doing some sort of podcast thing? And I tried to explain it to him. First off, he didn't understand the title. Magazine, why is it called that? I'm like, that's Cousin Lorenzo. I said he wanted to do a show, so he came to me. I said, okay, let's do a show. And I said, he has been amazing. You, Lorenzo, have been amazing as far as getting the show out there and putting it on iTunes and putting it on SoundCloud and putting it on iCloud. And amazing. I mean, stellar work. However, content-wise, I said there's often that thing where I kept trying to tell him that this was his show, but we get behind the microphone and you don't have anything to say.
That's not true.
I want you to start this show. Case in point.
Fuck you.
No, but he's very excited and he's going to listen.
All right. Well, I'm glad.
He says you talking about me because I think he knows about you. He actually thought you were Adam's cousin. He's like, all these years I kept hearing Cousin Lorenzo. I thought it was Adam's cousin.
Wow.
He's a former co-host guy of mine, but no, I said no, Cousin Lorenzo, and I said him and Adam are the same person, so it kind of makes sense that we're doing this show.
But we're not the same person. I mean, I know Adam, love Adam, and you think that I'm, Adam 2.0, and that was never ever my
true. Adam 2.0.
That was I never wanted to be the second.
Of course, I don't
banana
think you're
to Adam.
No, you're not a second banana. No, you've become the second banana of your own show. You're supposed to be the first banana. Yeah. But are we equal on the what is a banana? Is it a bunch?
A banana is a bunch of bananas.
Are we equal bananas in the bunch?
We're doing this together. We are equal
I am very
partners.
happy to hear that.
But I know you, and most people maybe listening do or they don't, and I know that you're the more entertaining one than
that's
I am.
That's not true.
You're
you
very
think
entertaining.
I'm more entertaining than you?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's why I asked you. I thought, I'm not going to do this by myself. I'm not that entertaining.
All right, let's take a poll.
I could actually get a little bit of your vibe.
Yeah.
And you can bring out the entertainment part of me.
Yeah.
But I'm not the one to drive the podcast.
If you actually listen to this show, I want you to post a comment who you think is more entertaining. Is it Lorenzo or is it Max? And we will see. We will see what the audience says.
All right.
Will you be able to handle the results?
Absolutely.
I won't.
Because it better be...
I'm very sensitive.
It better be 20-0.
It needs to be 20 Maxes and 1 Lorenzo.
That's right. Okay, fine. Hey, if I get 1, I'll be very happy.
Yes.
Max, it has been said to me that over all these years, besides being a wine guy, I'm a wine guy. You even have a wine blog.
Yeah.
Mac Cook Uncorked.
Mac Cook Uncorked.
Max
Thanks.
Cook.
Thanks for the plug.
Okay.
Max Cook Uncorked.
Yes, that's a better title.
Yes.
You've discovered beer.
I didn't discover beer. I've had beer.
Beer's discovered you.
Listen, I'll tell you what. It doesn't help that one night I was in a dirty cantina and I said to the waitress, what is a really good Mexican beer? And she says, oh, you got to try Modelo Negra. Have you ever had Modelo Negra?
No.
Oh.
I'm not really a big beer guy.
That's right, you're not.
Maybe you can sway me.
No, I'm just saying I got a bottle of this Modelo Negra. It's a darker beer, and just the crisp. See, I love a fizzy explosion in my mouth, but the crispness and the and beer connoisseurs may be listening to this rolling their eyes.
Are you respecting the fact that I didn't jump on that last comment, by the way?
Which one?
The busy, jizzy, exploding thing in your mouth? I did let that go. Just
thank you.
Let the records be known.
You jump in anytime.
Oh, okay.
No, but I really fell in love with this Modelo Negra, and it also doesn't help that I have a Vendome liquor and spirits store that started doing wine tastings. Hector the Selector was great. He would choose titles, and we'd walking distance from our house. But now they've added ciders and meads and craft beer, and I just love it all. But I'm telling you, man, there's a whole other science to beer. There's a whole other taste thing going on. In fact, this past weekend, it was President's Day weekend? So the wife and I decided to have one of our film festivals where it was up to me this time to pick the movies. So we picked 3 or 4 movies over the course of a 3-day weekend, and we pair them. And so I said, well, I think we should do Werner Herzog. And he's German.
Right.
So I'm like, why don't we go get some German beers from Vendome? I don't know anything about German beer. I know German's very popular with the beer.
Like a Heineken or
yeah,
whatever.
I go to Oktoberfest. Oh, no, these are like imported Germans, like Ungstauk, Fringstrock, Froth, Reinstein. Like, it's like these crazy names.
Wow.
And
do you have to salute them before you drink them?
Yes, and you have to be a Nazi or a neo-Nazi.
Oh my God,
to drink them.
Well, you will be literally in the oven at the end.
Yes. So, dude, I go over there. Nicole and I go over there, and wouldn't you know it? How coincidental! A cider and mead tasting. Now, do you know what a mead is?
No.
MEAD.
Isn't it like really old school stuff? Like a really old alcohol?
Mead goes back to like pre-wine.
Yeah.
Mead goes back to it's honey wine. It's derived from honey.
Really?
Just like cider is derived from
fruit.
Apples. Yeah. But you're right. You can have pear ciders.
Yeah.
You can have pineapple ciders.
Yeah.
You can have grape ciders.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But I'm telling you, man, these meads, it's like, whoa, this is a whole other taste.
You're into the meads.
I'm into the meads. So, dude, no joke. I think we spent, with the tasting, maybe $170.
Oh, my God. At Vendome Liquors?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Well, Lorenzo, really.
Did you buy a bottle of everything you tasted, basically?
Yes, pretty much. Pretty much everything. We got ciders, we got meads, and then I got Ungstein, the German beers.
Wow.
Lorenzo, really, though, what is the point? I mean, why not just... I'm not saying I have to be Nicolas Cage from Leaving Las Vegas, but I'm still productive. I'm still making things happen. I'm not killing anyone. Why not just drink myself to slow death with all that's going on in the world?
Well, first of all, wine is not really going to make you fat, but you start drinking a lot of beer.
I know.
And high caloric stuff and hops and wheat, and you are going to fucking
blow up.
You're going to blow up, dude.
You don't have to worry about that because you have to understand, physically, I hit a wall. Here's my marker, and I'm not embarrassed to say it. The day I can't see my dick anymore is the day I freak out and get back into my exercise routine.
Wow.
Speaking of exercise.
Just let you know, I'm the opposite. So the day I see your dick
Yes.
is the day that I get therapy and I start drinking a lot of beer.
No, I've got a belly and I'm working on it. But listen, I'm working out every day. But listen.
Good.
Listen, I wanted to tell you, I was very excited to tell you.
Yes.
As it is, I'm sore anyway all the time. I had to move an entire storage unit by myself because my wife was working, but we got essentially evicted from our old storage unit because they were tearing it down to build a new, building.
Condos or something.
Yeah. So very polite of them to say, get out, you've got 3 weeks. However, they did say, anything you want to leave behind, go ahead, because we're just going to total the place. So that was cool. That was very cool of them.
So you got to leave a lot of junk
I got to leave
without having to worry about hauling the junk somewhere else.
I let go of some things, Lorenzo, and I have to continue to purge. One of the things was a box of my REM cassettes.
Oh.
All my REMs, all of them.
They're all coming back, Even cassettes are coming back.
Why?
Because people want the analog, old school stuff. It's really cool and hip. And even though there's hiss, it actually sounds better. So you might have wanted to keep those.
Well, I let those go.
All right.
It's okay. I mean, I can still go get them because I have about 2 weeks until they finally destroy the place. But if I get, I might have a panic. But I gotta I'm a hoarder sometimes. My wife feels like that anyway. Even though I'm a clean hoarder, I do hold on to things that I don't need anymore. I don't need REM cassettes. Anyway, so as it is, I've been very, very sore. However, that's not going to stop me. Last Saturday, I know you do Pilates, and I was laughing driving down here. I wonder how Lorenzo pronounces Pilates. And I bet you pronounce it Pilates.
No, I'm not from Kabul. I don't say Pilates.
Pilates.
It's Pilates.
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 Pilates, exactly.
That's what it is.
Pilates.
Pilates.
Lorenzo.
Yes.
I went to a Pilates class on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the only dude in the class, as you know.
Yeah.
I had a Pilates accident. It was bad.
What happened?
Yeah. So...
Did the machine fall on you or something?
I got on the reformer, but you know how you can modify you can do a million exercises on a reformer, but they also have it's like a box. It has handles, and you put it on top of the reformer.
Yes.
So I was on the box, and the idea was I was to lie with my butt in the middle of the box, so I'm on top of this thing, lying back, facing the ceiling, lying like you would lie in bed, and my feet were resting on top of the foot bar.
Yes.
And the idea is you're supposed to essentially do, while you're lying down sit-ups.
Okay.
With your feet atop the foot bar, not underneath the foot. So there's no support.
It's a lot of pressure on your back.
Tons of pressure on the back, tons of pressure on the core, and that's what we were focusing on. However, with my weight distribution and my klutziness, I distributed my weight unevenly. And instead of what I was supposed to be doing was putting a lot of the weight in my legs and in my lower core.
Right.
I put it all on the upper half.
Oh, God.
I flipped over backwards in ways that I've never fallen before.
You flipped off the box.
I flipped off the box. I fell backwards.
That is hard to do.
I took the worst tumble and I landed in the scorpion position.
Oh, my God.
I went, I saw my life flash before my eyes. Came crashing down between the two tracks of the reformer. Thought I had broken my neck. I was so injured and so freaked out, I fell off the fucking thing, but I flipped off over it.
Right.
I wish you could have seen it.
So did you actually bend back to take a rep of a sit-up? And then when you bent back...
I bent forward to do it, and instead, I toppled backwards.
You toppled backwards. I'm trying to visualize that.
I'm lying down on the reformer.
Right.
The foot bar is at my feet.
Yeah.
I'm lying down, but on top of the box.
Yeah, but you're going towards your feet.
Right. So instead of... I just did it just now in the chair. I'm supposed to lift up towards my feet, but as I lift it up, instead of weighing down my legs with my natural muscle structure and my lower core, I flipped back, my legs went up in the air, and they went behind my head.
Did the entire class stop?
Everything stopped. I fell back with such a thunderous crash, and the teacher went, whoa, and she runs over to me. She's great. And she was very worried about me. I said, I'm okay. I could tell I wrenched something in my back immediately.
Of course.
Something happened. My wife, of course, she's on the reformer next to me. She's like, are you all right? Like, she could have cared fucking less. Thanks, honey. Don't get up or anything.
Yeah, can we continue the class now?
Oh, yeah. So instead of being a pussy, I stood up, I shook it off, I got back on the reformer.
Wow.
No whimpering, no whining, and most important, no quitting.
Wow.
And I finished out the class. Thank you.
You're tough.
That way,
you're a tough guy.
But as I was walking out of there, I couldn't walk. So I have been wrenched with pain since.
And you're in pain right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh fuck.
I was on painkillers most of the weekend, but you can't get too crazy with those.
No.
So plus I want to enjoy my ciders and my meads and my Ungstein. So it's been a very, very rough weekend.
Wow, dude. There is a word that you can say in any workout, and it's no. Mm-hmm. You can actually say, no, I don't want to do that. And
it's so weird, though, in a class situation, especially...
There's a little bit of pressure because everyone else is doing it, and you want to say,
especially when it's chicks.
I can't do that.
Yeah. It's like a bunch of chicks are doing it. And I'm not saying I want to be better than a chick at all, because women are superior no matter what. However, I want to keep up with the girls. And they were all saying that is an excruciatingly tough exercise.
Yeah.
I just think my general lack of coordination and loss of balance, and hope, really, is what took me down.
Well, also, you don't want to become physically like a Humpty Dumpty kind of guy, where you've got this big, huge middle, skinny legs, and all your weight and all your center of gravity is in your torso.
Yeah.
And then you're going to be like a weeble, You will wobble and you will fall down.
Right.
So just cool it on the beer.
Now you're really making me self-conscious.
Well, just cool it on the beer.
Yeah, okay, but what does that have to do with me falling out of the fucking reformer?
I'm looking at the future. Look at a future Max Koch that is so into beer and meads.
I'm not that into beer.
All right. Well, you just said
I just like them.
You discovered it and it's changed your life.
No, I didn't say it changed my life. I said it's another joy that I wasn't respectful of.
There's another layer now to join this in your life.
Yeah,
You've got choices now.
Yeah. Like instead of my instinct, like I'm going to go see my friend tomorrow night and she's slow cooking and I actually texted, do you want me to bring Modelo? Instead of, do you want me to bring wine?
Yeah, there's choices now. Now you're going to do beer tastings as opposed to wine tastings. Maybe mead tastings.
No. I would never not wine taste.
You might start reading Margaret Mead now. I don't know.
Margaret Mead. No, that's not going to happen. I'm telling you. When I can look down and only see gut and not see the tip of my joint, my little Johnny down, my big Johnny. Well, he's kind of middle. Does your dick get smaller as you get older? Why am I suddenly turning into Jiminy Glick? Does your dick get smaller as you get older? Does it shrivel up like everything else?
I think it goes back into the shell a little more.
Yeah.
Especially when it's cold.
Yeah.
So far, personally, I'm fine.
Yeah.
I haven't noticed shrinkage.
Do you notice you scold your dick more as you get older?
No.
Like if I have a random boater, I'm like, not now.
I don't have a conversation with my penis.
Oh,
do you
I do
have a running dialogue with your genitals?
Well, I had an inconvenient boner this morning, and I'm in the middle of stuff. I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't deal with you right now. I'm busy. Right. This is your problem. You need to get a life. Stop showing up. I've got things to do. I can't deal with you right now. Hasn't been the case.
Right. Now, I'm not saying, as a guy, and all guys listening have had inconvenient boners, and I must admit, not that I have a conversation with it, but sometimes when it is inconvenient, in my mind, I'm thinking, really? Stop it. Can you go down? We have to do this right now?
Yeah.
And that is just physiology, and every guy can understand that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure not a woman understands that. I'm sure they think it's all voluntary.
Oh, sure.
But it isn't. It's got a mind of its own.
Absolutely.
And it's got a will of its own.
It's like, why now?
Why
now?
Really? And I'm not even looking at anything cool. I'm looking at, Ernest Borgnine.
Yeah. Some people may get off on Ernie, but
I don't.
Me neither. But I wasn't even thinking sexual thoughts. That's what was weird.
That is weird.
So random.
Wow. Maybe it just wanted to get out of the box.
Something was going on. Or maybe subconsciously I was thinking terrible things. Because I'm always thinking terrible things subconsciously.
I can attest to this. This is true. I think if you think nice things, you think something's wrong with you.
Right.
Well, I'm glad you discovered a new way to have fun in this world and
See, you have a tendency to lock onto things. Like, I know now, next week you're going to ask me, so have you tried any new beers?
I'm never going to let it go.
Yeah. Suddenly in your weird, fucked up mind, I will become beer guy. And it's I'm not beer guy. I'm expressing to you something that I'm enjoying.
I understand. But I know you also is that when you do discover something new, you can get kind of obsessed about it.
Yes, I agree.
Think about it. You want to explore it. You will now read articles about beer, the history of beer. You want to find out who's making beer. You're going to You're going to be one of those microbrewery guys. And you're going to go to
me.
I know you.
No.
And
it's true.
You're going to go, he goes to microbrewery on this corner. We got to check that out. And who made it? You're going to want to know the makers of the microbrews. You're going to want to interview them. I know you.
Oh my God!
That's not a bad thing. It's a great thing. It's an exciting way to live your life. You now discover new things and you get into it.
Yeah, but does that mean I'm fickle?
No, it just means that you're open to new things. What if the original woman said, "Hey, try this," and you said, "No, I don't want to." That's
true.
Not you.
That's true.
You're an open, expressive, experimental kind of guy, and that's why I love you.
Well, just know that I'm never going to suddenly become obsessed with salmon. Salmon is off the list for the rest of my life. I hate salmon.
All right.
Hate it.
All right. But is that true with all fish?
Oh, no, I love fish.
All right.
Oh, my God. There's a sushi bar walking distance from my house, and talk about getting a big, nice, frosty Kirin beer and eating a bunch of sushi. That's not going to help the belly.
No.
But, dude, we got to go there sometime because they have these tremendous lunch specials.
I love sushi.
Yeah. And it's really good, fresh, awesome sushi. But I'm telling you, you get to the bar, and they have an all-you-can-eat lunch special, and you will roll out of there.
All right.
But you'll feel so good from all the beautiful fish.
The only trepidation I have, I'm coming from just more what I like to do in my hobby time.
Yeah.
I'm a big snorkeler. I love snorkeling. I dive.
Oh, you get sad when you see the fish.
I do. I actually snorkel with these fish.
Oh!
I snorkel with eels. I was lucky enough. I actually went to Hawaii last week.
I don't eat that.
I was snorkeling, and I was literally watching an eel go on a feeding run. Oh. And I literally thought this. I thought, someone one day is going to eat you. You're going to be sushi. And I felt really bad because I'm looking at this little beautiful little eel, and it's looking for food, and it's going under rocks and doing its eel thing, and it's just going to be food for us.
Right.
And I'm snorkeling with big, beautiful fish, parrotfish, which I know they eat, and a lot of the fish I snorkel with are ending up on people's plates. And I'm not saying I don't eat it, because I do, and I love ahi and I love yellowtail. But when you're with them and just seeing them be animals free, you realize, oh, fuck, we're catching them and eating them.
Yeah.
And out to existence. I mean, they won't exist anymore.
Right.
There was a study that said that human beings are consuming so much fish.
They won't exist anymore.
In 50 years, there will not be any more fish.
Selfishly, it won't mean anything to us. We'll be gone.
Right. It'll be
but
selfish.
That's still sad.
It's very sad.
No, I totally get that, though. I totally get that.
But I'll still go with you and eat it.
Yeah, but see, this is where, like, I'm really fucked up when it comes to that, because I love animals to the point that I love them more than people. And then I go and eat animals.
Yeah.
But I have that block. I have that block of denial.
Yeah.
Like, this is not a cow. You know, this is just something that appeared. And
Right.
I can grill it and saute it and spice it up and put soy sauce on it and make it amazing. And
But
put
if
it
you
in
had
my body.
cows for pets and you grew up with cows and you saw
and
baby
I'm looking
calves
in their
being
soulful
born.
eyes, I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know.
I
I don't
know.
know. I don't know. And it's like, why am I choosy? Like I never, maybe once a year I'll have one piece of ham. I got to tell you, sometimes I have to have ham on rye, but that's just once a year.
Yeah.
I don't think about the fact that it's a little piggy. Poor little piggy. Poor little piggy. Such a cute little piggy. I don't think about that.
Or if you eat a piece of bacon. You have
I got turkey bacon.
You have turkey bacon or real bacon.
Cured bacon, yeah.
And you eat it. Do you think of the pig that it came from?
No.
All right.
It's the block.
Yeah.
It's just so good.
It is good.
It's not right.
You know. I mean,
yeah, we're draining our sources, our natural food sources. We're eating all the fish. We're eating all the cows. We're eating all the birds.
well, they're gonna have to import all
We're
this to
eating
Mars.
all the chickens.
Well, we're living on Mars pretty in the future. So
why hasn't there been a synthetic replacement that's good for you? Why haven't they created that?
'Cause it's
Tofu
synthetic.
Didn't cut it.
no, well, it's good for you. It's great stuff, but it didn't
You
catch
like
on.
tofu?
I do actually.
All right.
I like tempeh and tofu.
How tofu?
No, tempeh and tofu.
I love tempeh and tofu. So you had a good trip to Hawaii.
I did. Saw
'Cause
family.
You have no responsibilities like I do.
In what way?
Well,
I don't have any pets.
You have no pets.
I have a wife.
Yeah, but you don't really have any responsibility to her. Like, you don't cook for her.
I do sometimes.
Sometimes. but
Sometimes we don't have to.
It's more about fending for. You're really just responsible for yourself
We don't have set rules.
and taking care of yourself.
I take care of her.
I
too.
made a joke in text to you recently that your life is just one big vacation, and that's great for you, but you really don't have any responsibilities. Everything just kind of works out. So you're in Hawaii,
Yeah.
and even when you go out there, she has to go because she has a responsibility because she has to take care of her 200-year-old mommy.
Right.
But you're no part of that.
Not really.
Because the mom wants nothing to do with you.
Pretty much.
So you get to just go out in the ocean and float
Yeah.
and stare at the fish that you don't want to,
Eat.
see eaten. This is your life. I'm falling off reformers.
Right.
And moving storage units.
Right. And just being in some drunken beer stupor.
Yeah, I got to
And-
be home by 5 to
Yeah.
let the shutter guy
Right.
in.
And
I got to make dinner for my wife tonight.
And I'm picking papayas and snorkeling. How lucky am I?
It's very,
I'm a lucky fucker.
it's very funny.
I have no complaints nor defense for what you just said.
Now, you have to have something to do with mom, right? How old is she? 102?
She's going to be 102 in July. Yeah. This is weird. I've been with my wife for 25 years.
Yeah.
So I've had my mother-in-law
That's
for
amazing.
25 years. We've never had a conversation. Ever. It's hello and goodbye.
Wow.
And I say it in Japanese and she just laughs at me. And that's it.
Yeah.
And not just
when you greet her, do you hug her?
No, there's no hugging. I now have graduated to shaking her hand.
Oh, wow.
I shake her hand and I say hello, and she laughs.
Is that a Japanese thing, or?
Yeah, she's
like
not
a proper.
very proper.
Whoa,
she's not a
dude.
I mean, she's from Japan.
But no kissing on the cheek.
No. My wife doesn't kiss her mom on her cheek.
Oh my God.
No, there's no kissing. There's no hugging. It's very one-off.
Yeah.
Very arm's distance kind
Yeah.
of. So for me, being a white guy, and she's really old school Japanese,
Yeah.
she was never really down with her daughter marrying a white guy.
Right.
So it was never personal, but the culture was like, you're over there, and I'm over here, and I'll wave to you, and we're done.
Oh, wow. That's got to be great, though.
It took a while to get to that
Yeah.
mindset. I think that way now.
I wish I was like that with my
It used to be
mother-in-law.
kind of weird, but then I got to the point thinking, my mother-in-law wants nothing to do with me. Maybe that's a positive.
That's a great
Maybe I
thing.
should embrace this and then just go snorkeling.
Are
So
you
I
kidding?
do.
I probably have to talk to my mother-in-law on the phone twice a year, and
Yeah.
my wife talks to her, every other day. Dude, if I get my mom wants to talk to you and my wife starts to hand me the phone, it's in slow motion.
Yeah.
My mom wants to talk to you. Hello? And then it's just psychotic jibber jabber for an hour.
Yeah, well, it's like waterboarding.
Yeah.
You're getting through it. You're thinking of anything you can so the torture will go away as quickly as possible. Mm-hmm. And it's a necessary evil you have to do because you're in the family.
Yeah.
I don't have that at all.
Wow.
I really don't. I'm really lucky. She wants nothing to do with me, and I'm totally down with that.
And then you got the people, the people. You have friends who
I do have
get
friends.
they get along so well with their in-laws.
Yeah,
and
they go out to
everyone
lunch
goes
with
out
them.
to lunch and
Yeah.
trips together.
Yeah.
I hate those people.
Yeah, I've never
I
been
hate
that
those
guy.
people. I hate those people. I hate those people so much. I hate them so much. Oh, no, I don't know what you're talking about. I love my mother-in-law. We get along great. Ah, fuck you. Fuck you, you liar. Fuck you, you liar. Hate those people.
I'm with you. I can't relate to anything like that. I'm kind of like a single married guy because I have a lot of downtime.
Right.
And but anything can happen. There was a really interesting documentary on Warren Buffett. It's called Becoming Warren Buffett.
Oh, I heard about this.
I saw it last night. And one thing I didn't know, besides all the financial stuff, and he's a investing genius and all of that, he married not his high school sweetheart, but he married really young to this woman, and they were in love and they're best friends. But as time went on, she didn't divorce him, but she said, I got to find myself. It was kind of the empty nest syndrome. Kids grew up, moved out, and she said, I don't want to be here. They lived in Omaha, Nebraska. She goes, I love you, but I got to find out who I am. So they still remained married, but she moved to San Francisco forever. I mean, she never came back, and they never got divorced, but they were married, had separate lives, maybe like, I guess, our president and his wife has. But then, because she cared about Warren so much, she had her best friend move in with him to take care of him because he was kind of this dysfunctional guy. He was like such a, not really idiot savant, but he was like such a savant with investing.
Right.
That's all he did.
Wow.
He needed taken care of. So even though it was kind of a menage a trois, even though the wife loved him, she's off to San Francisco, has her best friend move in with him.
Whoa.
So, anything can work. And of course, they ended up hooking up and they're having sex or whatever.
Oh.
Yeah.
Is the best friend hot? Well, I guess
Not really, but they all three of them loved each other enough that they were all giving towards each other.
Wow.
The wife ends up getting cancer, even though Warren Buffett is older.
Yeah.
Dies before Warren Buffett.
Right.
And then Warren Buffett marries the friend.
Right.
So my point is, anything is possible. Anything. You could be married, but still have your own private life. You do your own thing. Maybe even a third person comes in. But if you're all in agreement, anything is doable as long as no one gets hurt.
Yeah.
So it goes to show even, these famous people don't have, very traditional lives.
It's funny. I used to want like a second wife.
Did you really?
There are things that my wife, if she's too tired or too this or too busy and.
Or doesn't want to.
It's like, all right, well, she wants to. I'll do it with her.
Right.
And my wife knows about this, and it's always been kind of a running joke. But and it wasn't until I started to have very deep friendships with women outside my wife that I realized that I don't want that, and I never want that. I mean, my wife is enough. As much as I love these other women and talking to them and everything else, because God love them. I mean, they're a lot of work.
Yeah.
And I'm always the one taking care of them.
Right.
See, the situation you're talking about with Buffett, boy, he really scored. I mean,
yes, he
to
did.
have someone take care of him.
Right. And have his wife be so open that she's like, yeah, you know what? Even though you're my best friend, he's my husband, you go live with him.
Well, I guess it helps to be that kind of savant and to know how to make that kind of money because that must really, that's how it happens.
Yes, of course.
I'm not rich.
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe if I was rich and had all the money,
maybe so.
Maybe I could have that.
Your wife would say, you know what, Julie, you go take care of Max.
Yeah, Julie's going to take care of me?
Yeah.
She's going to bring me beer
Yeah,
and
she
meads
is.
and
Right.
ciders and rub my feet and rub my neck. Julie, can you scratch my back right there? Oh, left shoulder blade. Oh, harder. Stop. Oh, thank you, Julie.
Do you have Julie's number?
I don't know, but
I think
those
I'll
nails
call
are
her.
not acrylic,
That
dude.
sounds fantastic.
They are real nails.
I might want to call June.
Hey, one more thing. Speaking of documentaries, boy, I really hope that you and I can get together outside of this fucking show because
We will.
I have some special documentaries for you. And I know I've already seen them. Doesn't matter. It'll be a whole new experience watching them with you. I think you told me you saw the Meatloaf one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, dude.
Fantastic.
There's this hour-long Meatloaf documentary on Showtime. If you have Showtime, kids, you got to check this thing out. It's about Meat and his life, and they tell it in the fastest hour I've ever seen. It's the rise and fall and rise again of Meat. And I'm not a Meatloaf guy, but I loved him on The Celebrity Apprentice. But it's really, really interesting. And the other one is a documentary about the Stooges, the iconic punk rock band.
I got to see that one.
Featuring Iggy Pop. And boy, you got to see Iggy. Iggy's an animal. He is an animal.
He's a legend.
He's a legend, and when he talks, he kind of talks like this. You have to understand that I don't want to be labeled punk rock because I'm not just a punk rocker. Okay, take it easy, Iggy. Iggy grew up in a trailer park, and he had the most supportive parents, but then he fell into all kinds of disarray psychologically and drugs. And dude, when you come over, we're going to get lit, and we're going to watch this thing, and you're going to love it.
It sounds great. And
it's on iTunes, by the way, this Stooges doc. It's called Gimme Danger.
Okay.
Gimme
title.
danger, little stranger, but I healed everywhere.
And he hasn't stopped. I mean, the guy's in his 60s.
He's 69,
he
hasn't
is
stopped.
still a motherfucker.
Dude,
like
he's a motherfucker.
He is. I know.
And they toured, and Mike Watt played bass for them.
Oh, how cool.
And Mike Watt's in the doc.
Right. Oh, great.
Yeah, Mike shows up.
Just on that, to piggyback on that, one I saw last week, besides the Warren Buffett thing, regarding music. Remember the movie called Shine? Jeffrey Rush played.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, he played David, I think it's Helgoff. Mm-hmm. There's a documentary on Dave, on the guy.
Is he alive still?
Yes, it's called I Am David. It is.
Wow.
He is the most unique human being you will ever see.
Okay.
He is amazing. They don't label what's wrong with him. He had a nervous breakdown at 15. He was a child prodigy. And he lost some of his talent back then, but he got a lot of it back. He might even also be a combination of maybe a little bit on the autistic track, maybe even a little bit schizophrenic.
Wow.
But it's this big jumble of amazing. And then he plays piano, and he's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
And it's all about him. And also, the other amazing person is his wife, who puts up with him.
Oh, my God.
Who decided to marry him.
Oh, Jesus.
But he is nothing but love. He's not mean-spirited. He just loves people. He's quasi-inappropriate with people.
Yeah.
But he comes from a place of just absolute love and affection. It's called I Am David, and you will never forget him.
Where's that one at? On iTunes?
It's on probably iTunes, but I saw it on Netflix.
Oh, Netflix.
And
okay.
I highly recommend it.
Okay. Highly recommend. Wow. I highly. Oh, and then you got to watch Mapplethorpe on HBO. A documentary about if you like big dicks. Boy, this is no, seriously though. This guy took a lot of photos of giant dicks, but that's a whole other fascinating thing. I tell you what, documentaries, when they're done well, there's even one on the Oklahoma City bombing that you got to see that's on American Experience, PBS. You can stream it. This is when they are telling stories objectively. It's okay to have a POV. It's even okay to be biased sometimes. But when these stories are just told, that point the camera and roll, I tell you, you can really get gold.
It's my favorite
genre.
It really is now.
Yeah.
I mean, I love movies. I just saw La La Land, and I liked it. It was all right. I thought it was creative. I'm not a big musical.
Right.
I'm like Singing in the Rain, that type of stuff.
Right.
But documentaries, riveting documentaries, that's my favorite. I can watch those all day long. They're fantastic.
Great?
Oh, they're great.
Aren't they great?
Yeah. I'm going to shift gears. You have no clue I'm going to ask you this, but I'm going to ask you something.
And now I want to be a dog. Okay, go ahead.
You might not want to talk about this, but I'm curious about something.
Uh-oh.
This Sunday is the Oscars. And all the people, you're an actor, voiceover guy, on-camera guy, and they're giving away for animation and the best of this and the best of that. When you watch it, or if you do watch it, and this time of year, is there any emotion that you're, not in the mix, that you are just not there, you're not a part of that upper echelon of Hollywood?
Jesus.
I'm asking. I'm just curious.
Well, first of all, I used to watch award shows all the time. And why did I watch? Because there was a man sitting in the front row who was the reason I became an actor. And this man had a classic receding hairline, a killer grin, and he would wear sunglasses. in the audience, sitting in the first row. That was the only reason why I would watch award shows, just to see Nicholson. He's not around anymore, although supposedly he's making a comeback. Now, listen, I am a member of the Screen Actors Guild, so I voted for the Screen Actors Guild Awards, didn't watch them. However, I watched all the films because they send screeners, and I think that there is a very, very healthy batch of movies this year. So for the first time in a couple years, because I got so burned by what you're talking about, I cannot watch this anymore. I can't watch red carpets. I can't watch self-congratulatory actor fucks. I can't watch everyone stroking each other off. I can't watch this level of success that I'm no part of. I think I've reached a plateau of indifference about it because, you know what? I mean, I'm doing the best I can. I could probably be doing a lot better. I'm really bad at playing the game. But yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not a part of any of this. And, just to be like, just to think back to my mother, I think we mentioned this on the show that she was on, or maybe not, when she had a very profound dream that at 32 I would win an Oscar. I thought that was going to happen. I was fucking cocky in my 20s as far as my acting. Everyone was telling me I'm the most talented person alive. People still today tell me I'm the most talented person alive. Doesn't mean shit. But no, I'm going to watch as just an audience participant a blown out, failed, middle-aged, beer-guzzling loser.
Okay.
Are you going to watch?
I think my work here is done. No, I'm not really I don't even like awards because I'm number one. I'm not an actor. I'm not saying I don't care about movies. I love movies.
But award shows are stupid.
I think most award shows are just popularity contests.
Of course.
Like the Grammys. I think the Grammys should be called the sales awards. And and whatever record sells the most wins the Grammy. If you had an amazing record that sold 5 copies, it would never, ever win. Yeah. So it isn't about quality.
Is my answer predictable?
No. Well, yes and no.
Yeah.
I didn't really know how you felt.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, that's why I asked you.
No, but do you see me as someone who should be a lot further along than I am?
I do, but
Yes.
I don't see it as your fault.
Okay.
I see it as
That's good.
a lot of talented people, whether it could be an actor or even a band, who are better than most people that get signed.
Yeah.
Let's just take bands, because that's my world. Why does band A become famous and band B doesn't do its shit? Well, band B might be they write better songs, they're prettier, whatever, but band A got the breaks. I don't have the answer. But is it band B's fault? No. The planets aligned for people or bands and didn't for others. It isn't a judgment of quality of talent.
Yeah.
It is just because someone knew somebody, right place, right time. Maybe for you, it's not a talent issue. I can tell everybody listening, you are fucking talented.
Right.
Maybe you were just not in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
You didn't have lunch with the right person. You didn't sleep with the right person.
Yeah.
It just wasn't. And I'm going to put a caveat, and I mean this sincerely, yet.
Right.
Yet. It isn't over.
Right.
It is absolutely not over.
It's funny.
For you.
I got an email from...
I don't care how much beer you drink.
From my agents, thank you. Someone over at a particularly popular, a very popular televised talent show saw my YouTube channel, found my agent's number, reached out to them and says, hey, we have 1 week left of casting. Do you think Max would like to go out for this show? Now you're smiling.
I am smiling.
I absolutely politely declined.
Why?
Because I'm not interested. What am I going to do? Am I going to go stand before Simon Cowell and go, "Oh, how the fuck are you?" in a theater full of 30,000 people?
Yeah.
It's just not, and we're not talking about American Idol. It's just because that show doesn't exist anymore. It just is not something I want to do. It's not who I am.
All right.
It's not what I'm about. It's not a way I would go. And it's so funny. Your reaction's different because I tell people and they're like, "Oh, I can't see you doing that." Plus, I'm traumatized last year for when the Dana Carvey impersonation competition show came after me, and I didn't get on even though they came after me and I went in, they put me on a soft hold and everything else. That was my experience with reality talent shows. I'm good. It's just not what I would do. I'm not saying I'm better than that at all. But, there's people I know who have gone on those shows and they've done very well. But there are also people whose parents have been in the business for years. I mean, seriously, you would be amazed at the amount of nepotism. I am personally
I'm not amazed at that.
Yeah.
That's been going on since the beginning.
Yeah, I'm personally surrounded by it. But no, that's just not the forum for me. Honestly, I can't even imagine. I don't think my nerves could hack it. I can't imagine standing up in front of 30,000 people doing Tony Soprano. I think my mouth would go dry. I think I would panic.
But that's cool. But what you're saying is you are being true to who you are now and what you want to do. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It really is. Maybe if I was in my 20s and I had more of a cocksure arrogance and a confidence that I would kill and I want to win. But I've never been that guy that's like that.
Well, you have to be true as any artist, I think.
Yeah.
To be true to who you are, whether you're an artist or a band. I mean, if you're a band and someone, you're a rock band and someone says, "Oh, well, you need to become, heavy metal or ska or something that you're not," and you go, "Oh, okay," just because someone tells you to. Yeah. That's ridiculous. Yeah. You should never do that. Yeah. You have to be true to what you do.
Yeah.
And have life catch up to what you do, and not just jump on a bandwagon, because that bandwagon can change tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so funny. What I'm really feeling a reward. How do I react to this nightmare that is going on in America right now? Well, I can't exactly post links on Facebook bashing Donald Trump because everyone's doing that. What am I going to really do? So you know what I did? I started a second Instagram account called An Immigrant a Day.
Wow!
Now, I want to show you.
That's a great idea.
While you're sitting here, and what I do is I draw an immigrant a day every day. I find an immigrant.
Is this people you're seeing on the street?
No, it's mostly stuff I just look for online. But I'm going to hand my phone over to you because I've opened it up so you can see for yourself. Oh, the signal's not very good in here, is it?
No, it's not.
Oh, that figures.
By the way, since you're doing that, I want to say we are now recording from my brand new studio. I was kicked out of my other studio. And by the grace of God and the people that run this place, and thank you very much for that, they treated me very, very well. I have a new space. I have new digs. It's a little smaller, a little more cozy, but we are in Lorenzo's brand new studio.
I personally like it better than the old one.
Well,
so scroll down.
I am scrolling down. This is Immigrant a Day. Wow. So you're just drawing these people from all over the world.
And then underneath, there's a description of them.
Indian-born Pramila Jayapal is a Washington state senator. Oh, so these could be people in Congress or anybody.
It's all walks of life.
All walks of life. Just going to show that what makes up our world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're all immigrants living in the U.S.
Right.
That's the premise.
Right.
And my point is,
which is what
America should remain a melting pot.
Right.
Stop with the bans. Stop with the walls. Stop with the nonsense. We don't want these people to be shunned or turned away or whatever. I don't care what card they're holding. You go up to Oxnard and you look at all those amazing strawberry pickers. A bunch of white people don't want to do that job.
Well, also, I mean, this is nothing that's no new revelation, but the country started by people fleeing another country. We're nothing but a country of immigrants. Before we even were a country, we came from everywhere else. Nobody is America didn't start with an American. It's completely ridiculous. This is another show. I don't want to start.
No, let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
Okay, but I'm just saying that you're right, and we'll see how it goes. And all I can say is, 4 years from now, everybody better fucking vote, because that's all you can really do. You can yell and scream and make a sign and protest. He's not going to get out unless we vote him out.
Right.
So 4 years from now, unless he gets impeached, and it'll be quicker. Can I vote now? Can I just? I don't care about debates, and I don't care about can I just vote today?
A lot of my lefty friends are kind of getting tired.
I just want to vote now.
They're getting tired. I don't think they can really keep going with this. But yeah, so this is what I'm doing.
Well, that's great, dude. That's a great public service, actually. And that's actually a great way to, in a way, as opposed to picketing and saying, he's not my president, that's a very constructive, artistic way, because you're such a good artist, to make people realize that we're a melting pot. And we should continue to be
a melting pot.
Okay, one last final.
Wow.
I need an update. We're wrapping it up.
Yes.
This has been really fun.
You're going to ruin the show right now.
No, I'm not. Well, maybe actually, I think it's going to be an uplifting question. Give me a Mickey update.
Oh, Mickey. Mickey the Pug has cancer still, but he's doing great on
Is
the
he?
steroid, and he's full of life. The steroid has made him a little more of a barker, which has been a bit of an issue. He definitely is much more vocal about what he wants.
Has it increased his testosterone?
A little bit. He's huffing and puffing a lot more, but no, he's
all roided out now.
He's roided out. He's got roid rage, and he's hilarious. But we just did a blood test to see how the roids were handling, how he was handling the medication, and everything looks okay for now. And so it's borrowed time, but it's been bliss.
That's great. So he's having a good.
He's
good
having a
chunk of
blast.
time.
He's having a blast.
However long it lasts, he's having a blast. He's barking.
He's not in pain.
He's
I'm telling you, man, the goal was I got him the dog carriage and I roll him around in it twice a day, but he likes getting out of it now.
Does he?
He's almost back to like walking, preferring to walk.
Wow.
Instead of being rolled around.
Well, is he experiencing inconvenient boners?
He does get little pink
Well, that's
pop-ups.
great. As a fellow man, I think we should all end our life, as ever long it lasts, with
Yes.
nothing but inconvenient boners.
Hey, man, the fact that there's still blood flow down there
That's
is
fantastic.
hopeful for me.
Yes, me too.
Thank you.
This is episode 8. This is number 8. Can you believe it? We're 8 and counting. Any final thoughts, Max?
Final thoughts. Listen to you.
Yeah, listen to me.
Drink many ciders and meads and beer and never forget the wine. And
Okay.
watch all these amazing docs we're talking about. Because really, this is how we're going to distract ourselves from the pain of all that's going on. You just got to keep drinking and keep watching amazing documentaries.
And to keep creating art.
Yes.
As much as you can. And we're going to end on this note. Next time, I am working on a very special guest. It's time for a guest. I'm working on one. I think I have a commitment from her.
Whoa.
And I mean her. She's a great person, beautiful person. Not going to say who she is.
Okay.
And we're going to pick her brain, and we're going to rip her apart, and we're going to have a lot of fun with her. And I'm working on that. So maybe for episode 9, we'll have a very, very special guest.
Does she wear thongs or briefs?
That should be one of the questions. Thanks for listening, everybody. Want to say goodbye, Max?
Bye.
He's looking at his fucking phone. Get off your fucking phone.
I'm looking at my immigrants.
All right. That's a nice pile of immigrants.
Yeah, look.
All right.
All right.
Goodbye, everybody. Take care.